Hello Flosstube, it's Kate here from Colorblind Cross Stitch. I'm gonna try and hold this steady and hope it comes up clear because I wanted to show you, as I would have mentioned in my last video, because I got so many skeins of floss just this week, I decided to redo my sort of like inventory. Originally, I had just an Excel spreadsheet that had it was one big spreadsheet that had just everything in a big list of like the colors I had, and so it was like their DMC and then like anchor numbers. But like my list, I had no way of knowing, okay, which ones are anchor, which ones are DMC, until I like went and tried to pull the actual flosses, and I was like, I've been thinking for a while, like this is not a very good system, I need to like redo it. And then I was thinking, well, now I've gotten like all of this new floss, I should do something else with, with my inventory, make it better. And so this is what I eventually came up with. I know there are a couple apps out there. There's one for Android devices called Stash Cache. I am an iPhone user, so that doesn't work. There's one called Xstitch, I think, or like Xstitch app, which is for both Android and iPhone. That one sounds the best. There's a free one called My Threads for iPhone. I looked into that one, because it was free, so I could download it and like check it out. It only does threads, but the nice thing is it did, like, you put in and say, oh, I have DMC this, and then when you like looked at the like information, it told you, oh, well, DMC this color is like closer to this color in Anchor and this color in, I think, Gast. But it didn't have a functional way for you to add your own colors, which is a problem for me because, as I will show you in a second, I have a lot of different random brands of cross-stitch thread. So what I ended up doing eventually is making Google Sheets, spreadsheets, rather than Excel, because the handy thing about Google Sheets is you can get it anywhere. It all saves to Google Drive, so you make a change and it all saves automatically. See, all changes save to Drive. It all saves automatically. You don't have to worry about like backups or saving. It all gets saved to the Drive, and it works pretty much like Excel. It's probably not quite as powerful, but like just for making lists and being able to sort them, I don't need anything super powerful. You'll have to forgive me, I have my computer set to be very large. Hooray for Windows finally having a functional zoom function. A functional zoom function, yeah, that made sense. Prior to Windows 10, the like zoom that came with Windows was completely useless. It actually like made Windows impossible to use. Eventually I will install Zoom Text, which will be even better, but this is how I normally see my computer. Okay, this is actually a little bit big for me. I have it set to 5 times now because I need to hold the phone back a bit so that you can actually see the entire screen. But that means I have to be sitting back, so that means I need to make my screen bigger so that I can see my entire screen. So consequently, you get a really big picture. But I thought I'd show you. So I have my spreadsheet with all of my floss colors, I think. This is all my DMC. So much DMC! So much DMC! There we are. So, title, and then I have color name. It's DMC, so the DMC number comes first. Then I have Anchor and JP and Coats numbers. The Anchor number I have even for like the DMC and others specifically because Anchor sorts their flosses by like colorway. So, DMC numbers are kind of like a bit all over the place. Some of them are like, oh, these are all 3, like, they go together. Their numbers are right beside each other. But then it's like, oh, but this 4th one that fits into the colorway, it's in like some other number, like a few hundred further down the number scheme, so it's a bit all over the place. I think this is probably because DMC has never actually changed their numbers. They just started adding like to the 3000s, but they kept all their original numbers. Anchor and JP and Coats have both changed their numbers in the past, but the Anchor numbers, at least the new Anchor numbers, probably the old Anchor numbers too, but I don't have old Anchor numbers for most of my things because they're newer. But the Anchor numbers sort of sort by color family pretty closely. So if I want to look for like color families, I'll sort like by anchor number instead of DMC number. So it'll do things like, for example, all the 1200s are variegated, and then you have like, I think 200s are like blues. Oh, no. Or greens, that was it. Most of the 200s are greens, and then they go into yellows. Most of the 100s are like purples and blue. I think it was sort of like purple, blue, green, yellow, orange, red kind of deal. And then I threw in the JP encodes numbers because I have a lot of JP encodes too. And then number of skeins is there. And then after that I have a column or two. For these ones I have two because I want to be able to like sort by column or by project, which means each project kind of needs to be in its own column. I haven't been completely strict with that because, for example, the Dragon Sampler only has 2 colors. One of which is DMC, the other of which is JP encodes. BWJ is Blackwork Journey. That has... Those are my 2 Blackwork patterns. They have 4 colors total, I think, because there's like white. Yeah, white and 3 colors of blue for like the 4 patterns. So that's that. I have the number of skeins, and then I have... So DMC is like that. And then I do the same thing. This is anchor. Currently they're sorted by... Oh, I just did that. So currently they're sorted by anchor number, as you can see, right? So we got pinks, and then burgundies go into reds. Oh, more pinks. Oh, red's just kind of random there. That's weird. It's not completely by color. It's pretty close, though, because then you go into purples, and then blues, and then greens, and then you go into yellows, oranges, browns, and then browns, grays. But then it goes into... That's why I like... And then there's a bunch of old anchors that don't have new anchor numbers. So, I don't know what colors those are because they don't have new numbers. So for something like the anchor, I have the old anchor number, the new anchor number, new anchor number, old anchor number, then the DMC, JP encodes number of skeins, and then the projects that the skeins are in. Oh, maybe I'm... Yeah, okay, so I have one of those in the Tangible Good project, and then, 2. Right, and I have one in the Teresa one, so because I was sort of like, I'm not sure if I'll have enough of the DMC, so I threw the anchor in there too, but I think I have enough DMC, so I've been using the DMC, so I could probably just take that out. So I have... Okay, TGP was my notes for the Tangible Good project, because it turns out I got all this floss, but I still don't have all the colors I need. So I kind of went through in there, so there are some I've got like... Those ones are anchor numbers. That's JP encodes one. There's one that I'm substituting a different DMC for because it needs 3 skeins, and I have 3 skeins of that. And it's a pretty similar looking blue. And then there are a couple of colors that I'm not going to pull to put in with the Tangible Good project because I have them. For example, I have 2 that are currently in with Teresa Wensler, at least 2, and then I have one that's in with like the Blackwork Journey. I probably could pull that one because I'm not going to start that one yet, and I don't think I need too many stitches of that. But I haven't done that yet, so it's just sort of marked, this is where the thread is, so when you need it, this is where you find it, kind of deal. And then there's a list of colors that I don't have. So I've kind of been going through, and I mean, for most of them except like 996 is the sky, I need 10 skeins. I have 3, but I don't think I have 10 skeins of any kind of blue, so I need to buy 10 skeins of blue for that. And then there's just a bunch of them that are like, this is what the program suggested, and so I've been kind of going through and going, do I have something that's sort of close? Because maybe I could just do something that's sort of close. So I've kind of been jotting down like, okay, this is similar to this one, this is similar to this one, and then I'll sort of go through and see. I gotta find out if there is, I feel like there should be something that gives like the like RGB values of like DMC colors, and then I can kind of go like, which color is closer? But yeah, so that's just there right now as its own kind of thing. And then I have DMC, of which I have like 250 colors or something, 240 colors, anchor, JP encodes. The JP encodes is kind of funny because I don't have that many colors, but for some reason the person who I bought them from, there's just lots of colors in some of these skeins. There's like one that's 5, and one that's 12, and another one that's 10, you know, and then another, but none of them are blues. 9. If I had a blue that was 10, maybe I could do it. The Dragon Sampler has 6 because I bought that. I did that because that's the dark purple. That's kind of what I've been doing because I would like to buy as few skeins as possible for my project if I don't have to, especially because I now have like all these skeins. And then so these are DMC, anchor, and JP codes are the big ones. Then Galaxy, which are apparently done with DMC numbers basically. Loops and threads is the Michaels one. So that's easy because Michael's, when I asked them, they gave me the like DMC numbers. The Lilycraft ones are interesting because things that don't exist anymore, which is kind of funny. So I just have, I don't know what their DMC numbers are actually. But conveniently, at least like they have their like, so Lilycraft is a thing that doesn't exist anymore. And I have all of these skeins of their floss. So I have no idea what their DMC equivalent is because it doesn't give a DMC equivalent, and I haven't been able to find like a DMC to Lilycraft thing. But at least they have like the skeins have a name on them. These ones are even worse because they're like so it turns out, you know, Singer, who does like sewing machines, also did thread at one point. So I have a whole bunch of Singer numbers. I have no idea what they are. I mean, because like I can guess for some of them and kind of go, oh, this color looks blue and this color looks red, but I mean, I might be completely wrong because colors, and I have not been able to find a Singer embroidery floss numbers. Partially, I think my Google foo is just failing me because if you look up like Singer and thread, you get like all their sewing thread and like sewing machines. I feel like they probably didn't have embroidery floss for a while, or like only had it for a little bit, and now they're, you know, sewing machines and things. And then my last tab is fabric, color, kind. Those are the ones that weren't labeled. So their color is question mark because I'm not sure. And so then I have color, count, kind, size, notes. So the notes are, for some of them are like, there was no label, but, you know, this is black or this is blue because it was like with the, you know, it was with the black ones. And so things like, these are hand dyed. The blueberry was one I did myself. I mean, I literally dyed it with blueberry jam. That's why it's blueberry. You know, and then things like the light blue. It was like, this didn't have a label, but it was with the other light blue. Platinums with the rainbow cell. These ones have no rainbow, no label. That one has a stain. Sad face. So yeah, that's like my fabric. So basically I have my fabric and most of my flosses in this nice spreadsheet. Yeah, that's how I've been organizing. And so the great thing about Google Drive, like I said, is you can get it anywhere. I just realized all this moving around is probably making people nauseous. I'm not trying to make you nauseous. This is how I do my life. Not quite as big, but that's how I navigate my computer, is in, you know, 400 zoom basically all the time. But yeah, no, the thing about this is I can get Google Drive on my computer, on my desktop, on my laptop, and then I figured out, thanks to someone, actually this is why I started doing this on Google Sheets instead of just doing another Excel spreadsheet. Someone on Stitch Mania mentioned they have Google Sheets on their phone too, so now I have everything is on my phone and on my computer, and I mean, I'm recording with my phone, so I couldn't show you it on my phone. But so if I go out, I can take it with me, and that's awesome. And so that's my sort of inventory, and so it's really just a really simple list. You know, I've just got color, numbers. I went through to find like the anchor numbers and like JP and Coates numbers, you know, to do like the conversions, so I have all the conversions in one place. There is a website which I will link below, like Cyber Stitches, I believe. I'll link the like conversions below, and it does a bunch of, so it has like DMC to Anchor, DMC to JP and Coates, DMC to Sullivan's, and then reverse that, so like anchors to DMC, anchors to JP and Coates, anchors, you know, so on and so forth. And then it also has a couple kit to DMC things, so you can go like dimensions to DMC, and I think Bucilla to DMC, and I think there might be a couple other ones. I've done the dimensions to DMC one, so that like, for example, when I finished with my butterflies, I took the like extra threads and sort of like marked down the DMC number and filed them into my DMC box. So that, I mean, if I need lots of a thing, then I will just, you know, use the DMC, but if I only need a little bit, well, okay, I have a couple strands of this dimensions color, which is, you know, really close, and if that's all I need for a project, you know, it doesn't matter that it's close instead of exact, kind of thing. So yeah, so I thought that would be an interesting sort of little thing. I will sign off for now and get back to our regularly scheduled update. So, I'll see you again in a bit. Bye!